Welcome, this is Scott from My Life's Reward. I'm doing a lot of talking in this video, so I'm going to just turn it over to the voice track so you can hear the conversation. It was a great ride though, and this is where we have lots of hills and lots of great scenic views, so check it out, and I'll catch you at the end. My grandfather was the bottle house superintendent for most years. He's on the board, and he was a president twice. When the other president left, he was the interim president. It closed in 1966, but that was my playground when I was a kid. The building, that's where I spent all kinds of time over in that building. And my grandfather was the president after the folks in Detroit kind of helped themselves to all of the resources and then left, and they couldn't bring it back around, but so he had the overall building responsibility and seeing it through bankruptcy and everything, but yeah, it was right next to the house. In fact, the house was owned, the house that I grew up in was owned at one time by the Cavanaugh Brewing Company. And it's Seaboing Beer, S-E-B-E-W-A-I-N-G. And then there was Club, which was it was Seaboing Beer in a different label, and it was unique, exclusive to a Moose Club in Mount Pleasant. They just wanted specially branded beer. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go left, okay? And they just wanted to be able to have a beer that they said is theirs, club beer, that's their unique brand. There was Golden Pheasant. There was Bach, Seaboing Bach beer. That was at Easter. They would have that. There was Sport beer that had the highest alcohol content, and in the earlier days when Prohibition stopped, well, previous to Prohibition, there was Huron beer, and then they had some other ones, and then after Prohibition they started out with Stock Ale and what was the other one? Old Style beer, Old Style. And then the other brands came out, and I might be forgetting one or two, but I have a whole website dedicated to it because of all the stuff that I have from the brewery that was handed down by my family, because we had all the stuff from the brewery, like the plans and all the stuff that was left over from that, because my grandmother was also the secretary for the main office for the president, and so I have a whole website that has all the resources up there. People love it. I've been interviewed probably a dozen times on various newspapers and magazine publications that want to, tell the story of that brewery, Oh, Stroh's. I love Stroh's. So that Stroh's is a very resourceful company until they sold the Detroit brewery to whoever they did. But I think during Prohibition they developed ice cream, right? Yeah. Oh, Wyandotte. All right, that's a destination. I gotta take Jennifer there. Wow, this looks like it had a lot of water on it. Man, that was like a river. Well, I don't know what to do. This is not on here. Yeah, I think you're right. It's not on my map. Yeah. It sure beats working. Do you have mice out in your pole barn at all? Pretty tight building, pretty tight construction. I don't have any food in my shop. My shop is 24 by 30, and then I have an attached garage to the house. And I don't have any food back there, but I still get mice, and I put, you know, the old 5-gallon mouse trap, right? 5-gallon bucket mouse. What do you call it? Oh, I don't put water in it though. My wife won't let me put water in it. I have to kill them when I don't. She's like, that's cruel to make them drown like that. It's like, okay, I'll just I'll take a board and hopefully they don't crawl up the damn board when I'm trying to kill them. You know. Well, I got 7 of them in 7 days. I get 1 each day. Sounds like a real infestation, you know. Okay. Yeah, you got a nice area there. What's that? Yeah, I'm going to stop for a second. I can't hear you. Oh yeah. On the one that's further east. Oh Jesus! Another junction. What is going on here? Oh, okay. We want to go right. Yeah, on the outer one, there's a lot of similar. It's very similar to Drummond or Kalkaska. Well, not. I should say similar. There's a few nice little, very challenging hill climbs. Yeah. Try that middle loop at Kalkaska. That is just absolutely, especially on the east side. It's just wonderful. Yeah, stuff like this right here. Watch that. There's a little bit of a hole on the other side of that rock. That was fun. Yeah, like to you, it's great. To me, it's great. Kyle likes it. To my sister Kelly, no way, Jose. You know, she just, no. That kind of stuff intimidates her. Maybe when she gets her confidence up, you know. Yeah, and West Higgins, she was ejected off. She said, 1 minute I was going, trying to keep up to you, Scott. The next minute I was laying on my ass, 6 feet away from my thing, and I don't know what happened. I think she was unconscious for, I don't know. I guess she thought, she doesn't know how she got there. Or, I don't know, maybe it just, I don't know. It happened so fast, she just doesn't remember. But Kyle came up on her and like, are you okay? And she's like, what happened? Oh, is that happened on the Everett trails? Oh, the Frederick Trail, yeah. Was that the south or the north loop that had happened? I see. Yeah, there's a lot of hills in there too, isn't there? Okay. Yeah, that's a nice little reality check. It kind of makes you respect everything again, you know? You know, it's a little respect reset button that happens right there, folks. Wow. Hey, this is almost worth stopping for, isn't it? Look at this view. So on that middle Kalkaska thing, there's just so much of this, but you're at a higher elevation, so you're looking down at the. Yeah, it's beautiful. So I have a question for you. I gotta think of how I'm gonna ask this. How adventurous are you when it comes to riding? Yeah. Right. Okay. So I would love to put a trip together. There's really, in the UP, other than Drummond Island, there's not really too much in the UP that I would consider adventurous, okay? So I've been thinking about putting a trip together to Canada or I don't know, maybe somewhere in the States, but somewhere with different terrain, you know. Yeah, like, yeah, well, you could ride and then go to a lodge or something like that. I think because of some of the trails we're talking about here, you're actually riding down rivers and stuff. I mean, or you're crossing a lot of rivers, or you're actually riding down a river. No, that's not. They'd have your. They don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. Where's there one place that we crossed the river? Where was that at? There's a place in Michigan, I can't remember where that's at, where you have to cross a river. I'll have to think about that. I've got some, you know, that I'm pretty sure you're tracking the inside the circle on the website. Watch this log sticking out here. So I've got some links in there, some places in Canada, and I think there's a place out on the west coast. I'll add some other ones. I found some other ones that I thought were pretty neat too. They weren't quite as aggressive. Like some of these are like people, like they bring their nice quad in and they take a really piece of crap out, you know. They just beat the heck out of it. Right. I want to be able to use my quad after I'm done with this stuff, you know. Where at? What state is it? What's? Oh yeah. 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 Well, we got ourselves some hills here. Nice. Yeah. This is pretty in here. Which trails? Tomahawk, yeah, that's a... Okay. Yeah, all you've got to do is go to my website and up. I don't know if you saw that up on the right-hand side. You go to the very top link, ORV Trails, and that'll bring up the DNR map, and then you can. Well, you don't have a computer connection, but you can turn all the layers off. You know, like here's all the trails, and then turn the snowmobile trails off, turn the 72-inch trails off. And the red are all 50-inch trails, and Tomahawk has a whole loop of red and an in-out. Yes, there's a MCC trail there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it comes up from that Kalkaska North Loop. It starts there. When you and Kyle and I were up there and we stopped and we chit-chatted for a while, there was a trail that went off, to the north. That's the start of the MCC trail, and it goes all along 131, and it goes right up into Indian River. Yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, and well, yeah, I'm sure that all these trails at one time were just for dirt bikes, and then they got moved over to dirt and 24 and 50, and I'm sure they're not too happy about it because a dirt bike hitting one of these things is not going to fare out well, you know. But I was on the Tomahawk Trail and there was a motorcycle coming the opposite way on a 50-inch trail, and he hit me. He hit me and he went right under my left tire. My left tire went right up on his bike. He was going so fast. I was probably only going 5 or 10 miles an hour. And he came around the blind corner, and there he was. The only thing that happened on mine is my plastic rivet came out, and I had some spares, and I popped a new one in there. And I was good to go. He didn't fare out as well. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is great. Nice. This is the first time I've ever ridden this part of the trail. Wow, this is just absolutely spectacular. Okay. Where are you headed? Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. Yeah. Okay. Oh, neat. Oh, God, I have a hard time, you know. Yeah, I have a hard time, but if it's cold, it doesn't take much to convince me not to go. Kyle, you know, no, Dad, no, we're going to leave it alone for 2 weeks. Just knock it off. We'll go after rifle season. But it's so nice. I want to go out there, you know. I kind of think like a little bit about the consideration part. A little bit, yeah, like, you know, just passing that white Jeep back there would probably messed up his hunt a little bit. He's probably quail hunting, you know, or his archery hunting. I don't know, for deer, I guess. But I think about it more for safety for me or you or my family, you know, or. No kidding, they do that, yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, that's when you bring a chainsaw, cut it up. right. That was absolutely cool right there. That part of the trail. I remember when we were, Fred and I were walking across Michigan. We got into, gosh, where were we? It must have been the Mayo area. We were walking along our trail, and there was a deer hunter sitting right there on the trail. And I felt bad, you know. We sat there and chit-chatted with him for a little while. He seemed to want to talk. I was like, I think he's just coming out here to get away from whatever he's getting away from, you know. Right off the trail, eh? It's true. Yeah. Yeah. I was riding Cedar Creek trail down by between Fremont and Muskegon. That's actually the southernmost trail system in Michigan. Well, maybe. Well, there's that Scramble area that might be a little more south. But anyway. These two guys were walking on the trail, and they were just like, boy, yeah, that's a lot easier than what we're doing. Two old guys, they were probably in their 80s walking on this trail. Yeah. I did. Yes. Fred, so my wife, we always make a gift list for, birthday, Christmas, and I found this book that said Walk. Well, I was familiar with Walk in the Woods by Bryson, and that was also a movie where Bill Bryson was, he writes quirky books, but he's like, hey, the Appalachian. Okay. Was it called the what? I don't know. I don't. Yeah. So so he walked out his back door, and he was like, he went to the backyard, and the Appalachian Trail just happened to go in behind his house, and he's like, I wonder what it would take to walk this, So he did some research and called some of his friends. All his friends told him he was nuts, but not one. One of them, agreed to go with him. So then he went and walked a good portion of the Appalachian Trail. Well, then there was this guy that lived in Big Rapids. I forget his name. I'll probably remember it at some point, but he wrote a book called A Walk Across Michigan. And I put that on my gift list. And I didn't think anything more of it, okay? Well, Jennifer got that for me, and I read the book, and then Fred Sharpstein made the mistake of coming over one day. I said, Fred, buddy, how would you like to walk across Michigan with me? And he's like, what the freak are you talking about? I said, well, maybe we could do some hiking and walk across Michigan. We've been talking about doing some hiking. He's like, well, here, take the book and take a look at it and tell me what you think. And here's some YouTube videos. And about a week later, he said, okay, let's do it. And that's how that came about. And then the reason why I was interested in doing that was I had talked to Jennifer about the idea of me walking the Appalachian Trail after I retired. All right, now what do we go? So that's that. I think we gotta go. Jesus, that right there. You got any ideas? Do we go straight or right? I think we go right. No, I think we go straight. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, let's go. All right. Here, let me see if this is going the right direction. I'm going to zoom in and see if it is. Well, it's following a trail, but not the trail. I don't know if this is really even a 50-inch trail. I don't think this is. Okay, I'm going to just go down here a little bit. I think it was straight that we had to go. Yeah, all right. I'll turn around then. I don't see any markers on this for, this is just, yeah, this is a 2-track here. You know, when it's that 50-50 chance, I always guess wrong. We were loading these quads up on the trailer, the 3 of them, you know, and Kyle wasn't used to this, and he brought it up, and he went to shift, and he accidentally hit the throttle. Oops, I got the wrong angle going through. It was all right, nothing bad happened, but he's like, damn, that's a bad place for the shifter. So that's a dumb place for the shifter and the throttle. It just happened to me down there. I can see what he did now. Well, how about, I don't know, on those trails, can you take a bicycle? I wonder if you can take a bicycle. Well, there's lots of places along there that you can park, and then it's maybe a couple of miles. I mean, some of them are like right there, like Bridle Rock, right? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not sure I got the names right, but it's right there. You drive your car and it's right there, the visitor center, and you can see everything, you know. Yeah. You ever get up by Cavanaugh Falls? I gotta stop for a second, check my battery. Cavanaugh Falls, there's Chris Point Lighthouse. You been out there? Don't know. Oh, the Asabo Lighthouse? There's the Asabo, there's the East Asabo Lighthouse. That you have to walk in. That's probably a 2-mile walk in and out, or maybe even, I don't know. We showed it on the walk across Michigan. That was probably like day 12 or 13 or something. No, I'm sorry, that's the Pictured Rocks thing. So that's day 2. We showed that. So you can see that lighthouse on day 2 if you want. That's out on the channel. I heard a video, I didn't hear the rest. What was that? We lost each other, did we? Oh, there you are. I heard video, I didn't hear the rest of it. What was it? Aha. Yeah. Oh. Yikes. I didn't get any blisters on that trail. That's a testament to the shoes that I had. They were keen hiking boots, hiking shoes. I started out the walk across Michigan with some tennis shoes, like some good walking shoes. That was a big mistake. And then Fred, he didn't get any blisters, and he had these keen hiking boots, and even though they're a little heavier, I'm like, maybe that'd be a better move for me. And I got those, and I have never looked back, man. I never had any problems after that. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a. I like. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Man, this is so pretty out here. And I know all these leaves are on the trees, and it would have been prettier, but they're pretty on the ground too, you know. I get the fever for buying property when I'm out like this. Yeah. I almost 100% acquiesced to my wife on the 40 acres that I wanted to buy when I retired. She just wants, she just wants a place on a lake with neighbors not right on top of you. And good luck trying to find 40 acres on a lake. Well, that had to suck when that was happening, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, you're sitting on a nice place there. There's a lot of very desirable location and setup there. Yeah. He's house hunting. Yeah, I'll tell you a story when I'm off camera. kidding. Cedar Springs, Hersey. I'm not Hersey. I'm sorry. Howard City, because he's willing to move as far north as Howard City, because he works in the Rockford area there. And then Gina can work from home. She can work from anywhere because she works 100% at home, so it doesn't matter. And her parents live up in Big Rapids. So, yeah, so it's kind of a compromise location. And then what's that? Right, yeah, we're in between. We're right on the way. Yeah. And we might just want to think about, I mean, Kyle hates the idea of commuting to Rockford from Big Rapids, but it's like, I know Gina wants to have kids. Are you still there? Yeah. Yes. So Gina, they really want to have kids, and they're going to need, I think they're going to need their grandparents' help to watch the kids. So you might want to think about being closer to Big Rapids when you guys want to go out or something, drop the kids off and away you go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would never, like, if I were, like, I wouldn't want to, my opinion to, I would never, like, for my age, I would never want to live in Detroit, ever, but that's where your family is, right? So it's like, got it, but so you grew up in the Detroit area, eh? Wow. Okay. Oh. Man, what a great ride this section of the trail provided us. This is the part where all the hills are, and it was a total surprise to me on the Leota Trail. Didn't realize these were even here. And just goes to show you that when you have all these 50-inch trail options, you should really check them all out to see what might be just around the corner. Great conversation, great fall colors, great weather, and the trail dust was none. There was no dust. So we have one more part after this, and then we'll move on to another video. And I want to thank you for stopping by the channel and checking this video out. And until next week, take care. Okay.